5:30.
The stage is set in Indianapolis. UConn and Michigan will compete for the NCAA men's basketball title tonight. The Huskies beat Illinois to advance, while the Wolverines dominated Arizona. It marks the first meeting between UConn and Michigan in the tournament. UConn is trying to win 3 championships in 4 seasons. For Michigan, it's a chance to end a Big Ten title drought that dates back more than 2 decades. Tonight is the night Husky fans have been waiting for all season long, especially UConn students, as they get ready for the watch parties. Campus officials are getting ready for what might happen after that final buzzer, too. Channel 3's Dylan Furin is live in stores tonight with more on this. Dylan.
Well, Stephanie, in a perfect world, UConn wins the national championship tonight. No students get arrested, injured, expelled, no damage to campus property. That would be in a perfect world. Unfortunately, that hasn't been the case in previous national championships. So the school has decided to take some action before the game begins by removing all the light poles around campus. See all these orange cones, Stephanie? They are covering the base of where those light poles used to be and will return after the game tonight, because back in 2023, when the men won the national championship, 15 people, mostly students, were arrested after the championship game. 16 people hospitalized with injuries, and there were more than $120,000 worth of damages to campus property as the students toppled the light poles, smashed windows. The school also took the light poles down the next year when the men won again, and it proved effective. There were 5 arrests after the 2024 championship.
There are a lot of students drinking, a lot of intoxicated people. That's kind of just what happens. I mean, people get rowdy, people get excited, people get hyped, and stupid decisions get made.
Just make sure that everybody stays safe in the end. Look after your friends. Do everything that you can just to express yourself, but in a safe way.
And UConn police will also have extra officers on campus tonight, Stephanie, to keep things under control. There are also 2 watch parties tonight on campus for the students to enjoy the game. Usually there'd be a massive one inside Gamble Pavilion, but because of the $100 million renovation project going inside the arena right now, there are 2 separate watch parties on campus, Stephanie, inside the hockey facility and inside the soccer stadium. Myself and your reporter, Mark Robbins, will have you covered with those watch parties tonight as the championship game begins at 8:50 tonight. Stephanie, I'll send it back to you.
All right, Dylan. Awesome. Thank you. So how did the